Hola, hola guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Roxanne. If it's your first time here, then welcome. So, as of August, I have officially been on Booktube for a whole year, which is ridiculous to me because I honestly feel like I just started. It took me forever to sort of work up the guts to do it. I had the impression that you needed fancy equipment or that you had to really sit down and jot down every single detail of whatever you wanted to talk about in your videos. I just had all of these misconceptions about what it took to be a booktuber, and then one day I just decided, you know, I really want to do this. I have a phone that has a relatively good camera and I'm just gonna go for it. And a year later, here we are. I've made some amazing friends. I have read some amazing books, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience and mostly just how I've evolved as a reader, and maybe delve a little bit into how I've evolved as a person through this process. And then at the end, or actually I'll do it at the beginning. I'm gonna do some booktube recommendations, because on Twitter I'll do a bunch of just like random booktube recommendation for today, but I don't think I've ever actually done it officially on here. This is by no means a comprehensive list. I watch so many YouTube videos. I love so many YouTubers. These are just some that I've just picked for this time, for whatever reason. I'm sorry, there's like something on my face. These are just some that I've picked this time for whatever reason, but this will by no means be the last time I do this. I love finding new people through recommendations, and I have been found through recommendations, and so I just love recommendations. I think they're great. And also, if you follow me on Twitter, I do them all the time, so you can get some there as well. I don't have like fancy editing equipment that'll let me post a picture or a clip of a video on here, so I'm just going to list who these people are. I'm going to list them down below. I'm going to, in the cards, put like their latest video, and then just in general, I will tell you that I love every single one of these women. I think they're all women, actually. They're smart, they're strong, they're just they're so wonderful to listen to. They have such great varied opinions on things. They have great recommendations. They're so eloquent in the things that they say. They're just a wonder to sit and to watch, and I really enjoy them, and I wanted to pass that along because I want other people to enjoy them as much as I enjoy their content. And they're all so nice and just amazing people. Like, I have had conversations online with some of them, and they're as nice as they look on their videos. They are I guess I can't say in real life because I haven't met them in real life, but just through Twitter conversations and through comment conversations, these are just amazing women, and go check them all out. And so the list is the following. So it's a Karen May from Karen May. She has a bird, which is super cute, just FYI. Cam from Just a Book Eater. She just started her YouTube channel. She has a wider sort of platform that she's been working on for a lot longer on Twitter and on Instagram. She is very outspoken about the things that she cares about. And Tara from Tara Reads. Deboki from Okie Dokie Boki. She's so smart. Oh my gosh. I brought some stuff from the store, and he is just digging into the bags. Galileo gets stuck in the bag. Vanessa from Split Reads, Mel from Books with Wings, Valentina from Valentina Garcia, and Amy Poole from Amy Poole. Check all of them out. They will be listed down below. Just a few things about, just to touch on a few things that have changed in my reading as I've been on Booktube, and as I've experimented with the type of reading that I do and the type of videos that I do, and the people that I watch and I listen to. Probably the two biggest things that I can sort of automatically think is that I now DNF books, which I never did before. And I listen to audiobooks, which I never did before. Audiobooks, I always thought that I wouldn't have the attention span for, that I wouldn't be able to get into, that I would just forget anything that I just listened to. And I can't remember what my first audiobook was, but one day I just decided to go to my library and I got a library card because I wanted to try out Overdrive, and I did, and it was awesome. Oh no, it was I think it was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. One of my favorite reads of the year so far, for sure. And it was beautiful, and I got so engrossed into the story, and it definitely helped that for my first audiobook I had the physical book with me so I could follow along. But it taught me that I can listen to them, and I can get into them, and I can pay attention and stick along with the story, and it was great. And I am able to find great books that way. If I am sort of on the fence about a book and I can find it on audiobook, I'll listen to it and sort of know, is this book that I want physically or not? It's changed my reading, and I'm able to get through more books every month, and I really enjoy it. I would definitely recommend going to your library, getting a library card, and if they have an Overdrive account, checking it out, because it's really awesome. It's really convenient, and you get through more books, because on your commute, on your drive, on your walk, on whatever it is you're doing, when you're cleaning, when you're showering in the bathroom, whatever, I listen to audiobooks, and I really like them, especially when you have a really good narrator. That's like the best thing ever. And then for Nodi, and I think this is relatively recent, I would say maybe the last like 5 months or something, which I guess is almost half a year, and I've only been here for a full year, so whatever. I understand the sort of desire to hate something completely in its entirety whenever you are feeling like you don't like something and you don't want to read it anymore. I understand that because I was that type of reader. But as I watch more Booktube, and as I see how many books I really want to get to, and how many books I have yet to get to, and how many books I probably will never get to, I can't justify to myself spending time doing something that ultimately I don't like. I'm reading a book that I am actively not enjoying. And while I sort of part of me, like the sort of petty part of me, really wants to be like, let me tell you all the ways in which I hate this book, because I read it all, and I can tell you, like I can do with like Twilight and 50 Shades, because I read all of it. I just don't really care enough anymore. I don't care enough to do that, and I don't care enough about those books anymore, and then I care too much about those books that I want to get to that I haven't been able to yet. And so I don't want to deprive myself from reading a book that I might really love and enjoy just because I'm spending time on one that I don't. And like I said, this is by no means to like judge anybody who doesn't DNF or anything like that, because I totally get you. I was there. This is just a personal thing that I've grown into, because it took me a while. It took me a long time to get to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm putting this book down. It just isn't for me, and I'm not gonna force myself to read it anymore. And it's been so liberating. Another thing that I do is I get rid of books now. I used to hoard books because I was like, I just want a huge book collection, but it doesn't matter to have a book that I don't like in my book collection. It lessens the value of my collection as a whole for me, because I have this book that I don't give a flying crap about just because I want more books in my collection. Like, no, I only want to keep books that I really, really enjoy. I'm sorry if I've been clicking. I have a pen in my hand, which I probably shouldn't because I get fidgety. I read less YA now, which again is not to say that I don't like YA or that I hate YA or that you shouldn't read YA. I still read YA every now and then, and I still love it and I enjoy it, and some of my favorite books are YA. As I've started to discover more of Booktube, and sort of a lot of the really, really big booktubers read a lot of YA, and so when I started to watch Booktube and to be part of the community, that's a lot of what I would watch, and that's a lot of what I would read. As I am discovering new channels with varied tastes in reading, my tastes have started to vary as well, because I want to read the recommendations, and so that has meant ultimately that I'm reading less YA. I will still go for YA every now and then. I miss it every now and then, and I will read it, and I have some still on my TBR. I've just noticed that as time goes on, I read a little bit less of it. Obviously, I'm pickier with my books, and this is sort of two-sided. I have stopped buying into the hype so much. When I first started, and I think this is something that a lot of us fall into, you want to sort of be in the know. These are all the books that all the big booktubers are talking about. I want to know what they're talking about. Let me buy this book, even if it's something that doesn't really call out to me, just because I want to know what they're talking about. I want to be part of that hype and that fandom or whatever. I've gotten over that. I realized that I have to be pickier with my reads. Not only is it just more financially responsible for me, but I'm gonna end up enjoying things more when I take the time to really consider, is this something that I want to read? Is this something that I want to own? And that I've gotten a lot pickier with the books that I buy, and hence as a result of that, I buy less books. I didn't keep track last year, but I must have bought something absolutely ridiculous. Like, the amount of books that I must have bought were absolutely ridiculous, and it got to a point where I wasn't being financially responsible at all. Now I have, not only do I have a better job as well, which pays more, so I have a little bit more freedom with my money, but I'm also buying less. And if I buy mostly when I do my little New York bookstores tours episodes, because I'm in a new bookstore and that's always fun to kind of take something with you from a new bookstore. But besides that, I'll buy very little. Like, I can't remember the last official haul that I did, and when I do, they're much smaller. Actually, the last one that I did was for my birthday, but I didn't buy a single one of those books, so I have an excuse. So yeah, when I do book hauls, they tend to relatively be a lot smaller than they were before last year. And when before I got into BookTube, I had a blog and I would post there a lot, and the hauls have gotten a lot smaller, and I'm kind of proud of myself for that, because like I said, I got to a point where I was being very irresponsible with my spendings, especially with regards to books. Also, I've started like realizing, like, okay, I can wait to get this book when it's at a better price. Before I was like, I need to have it right now and get it in my hands, and I need to read it, and I need to take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. I'm going at my own pace now. I need to be more realistic with myself, and I've done that, and it's changed how I read and how much I spend and how many books I buy. I blog less, which is, this is a sad thing. It's just, I'm so focused on getting videos up and editing them and planning what do I want to talk about and stuff. And I don't think I'm super creative with my videos at all. I literally just sit here and talk to you guys. I don't plan them. I don't script them. But my attention and my focus goes a lot to BookTube because I enjoy it so much, and I'm able to interact so much more with everybody. And it's sad that I've sort of let my vlog go a lot of it. And every now and then I'll sort of remember and post something, but it's never with the same care that I used to take with it before I got into BookTube. And I think it might just be that I'm kind of moving on from it. I enjoy BookTube a lot more, and I'm much more active on here and on Instagram and on Twitter. I plan a lot more. I just plan a lot more. I plan my TBRs a lot more. I plan posts. I plan, you know, what I'm gonna read, when I'm gonna read it. I'll put readathons on my calendar because I want to be notified and remember. I just plan a lot more. I find it to be so much fun too to sit there and be like, what do I want to read? What do I think I'm gonna want to read next month? I guess it's less spontaneous, but at the same time, I leave myself room for that. I leave myself room to be like, you know what? I'm not in the mood for the book that I put on my TBR. Like, let me read something else. And I also, and it's happened before. Well, I'll make a TBR, and then a book that I put on that I asked to borrow from like Overdrive or something, it becomes available, and it's like, I only have 14 days to listen to it. I gotta listen to it, and so maybe some of the books that were officially on my TBR get put on the back burner, and that's fine. I've let, while I plan a lot, I also try to leave myself enough room to be spontaneous with my reading and just sort of let it take me where it may. And then ultimately, I've just made some really good friends, which is, I think, an obvious from this, and is probably the biggest reason why a lot of us do this, is to meet people. I've met some amazing people. I have had some amazing conversations with some of the ladies that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I have made like really good friends through booktube, friends I send presents to, and who like have texted me, and I've just like, it's such a nice community, and I've been really lucky to get very little hate, to have really amazing friends, and I've just been very fortunate with my little tiny corner of booktube that I love with absolutely all my heart. I have no intentions to give it up anytime soon whatsoever. I enjoy this so much. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who ever has taken even a second to watch one of my videos. I really appreciate you guys so much. I do it mostly because I really just love talking about books, and I love talking to people about books, to people who can appreciate what I'm saying about books. And so yeah, that's if there's anything that I want to continue to continue to happen further on, is just for me to create more of these amazing friendships that I have created over the past year. I mean, they've been amazing, and I am always open to talk to anybody. If you even for a second think that, oh my god, you know, she might be a cool person to ask this question to, or to say this thing to, please do. Like, I love talking to you guys. I really do, and I appreciate everything you guys comment or like or share so much, that I wish I could meet every single one of you and give every single one of you a hug or a handshake or a wave, whatever makes you the most comfortable, and just like be friends, because that's the best thing about this community, in my opinion. You know, it's the books and the friends. That's what else can you ask for? So thank you for an awesome year, and here's to another and many more. Also, like I have been doing lately, I've been posting information down below about the things that have been going on in Puerto Rico, in Mexico, in the Caribbean, places where you can donate. I've been donating specifically to the Hispanic Federation, and you can choose what your donation goes towards. So they have a lot of different sort of sub-organizations beneath them that do a lot of work, and then there's also causes that you can donate to, like, and so you can choose to donate. And so these past few times I have been choosing hurricane relief, I believe it's called. And then you can follow me on Twitter. I post everything you can listen to, that the streams, any money made from streams or purchases for the song are going to help hurricane or earthquake relief. I'm putting organizations, I'm putting articles where you can find out more information on Twitter and everything. So if you want to follow me there, I would welcome it and really appreciate it. And if you cannot donate for whatever financial or personal reason, then please share the word. I don't want anybody to forget about what's going on, because I know that that's very common, and it's too personal for me to kind of let it go. So I appreciate everything that you guys do. I love you.